Hey, howdy, howdy, howdy. It is, it will be, it has been a blessed and prosperous day. I am Sophia M. Barnett, also known as Lady Wisdom, also known, better known as the Money Mama. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome you to our very first Financial Fitness Friday with the Making a Child Change Foundation. And look, I know you guys were expecting this to be a live video. I promise you, I did too. I did too. Unfortunately, as you can clearly see, I don't do social media. So I'm gonna fight my social media manager. I'm gonna blame her today. For not telling me that there were rules to this because I really had no clue. I'm sorry. I used to do this all the time with my financial company, so I honestly thought it was the exact same thing. I had no clue. So blame it on my lack of experience in the 2025 season and not on my heart or my head because I truly, truly really wanted to make sure that this could be broadcast to everybody. With that being said, though, good news. Welcome, welcome, welcome. With that being said, the good news is that this will be uploaded onto YouTube. So we can at least get you the information without necessarily the instant transformation, which is one of the things that I truly love when it comes to teaching, is to be able to get hands on in your face, ask the questions right then and there so you can be the best person that you possibly can when we're done. So I'm done yapping. Let's get started. So if you do not know what or who Making the Child Change Foundation is, we're building the bridge from poverty to prosperity. That is our ultimate goal. Making the Child Change Foundation was founded in 2019, right before the great height of the pandemic. And with the many challenges that brought, we were put on pause, but the vision did not end there. If you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I'm the executive director and founder. I'm also an author and speaker. My primary goal is to be able to speak and talk for the advocates in low income communities, primarily African American and poverty stricken. I'm a curriculum writer, econopreneur. You'll learn about more what that is. A licensed minister, mother to three wonderful young adults, a social economic justice advocate, and I consider myself a successful failure. Failure simply means first attempt in learning. Every time that I misstepped or made a mistake and decided that, you know what, I'm not going to quit here, let me keep going. So, what is the mission and vision of Making a Child Change Foundation? And, I'm just going to start shortening it because we call ourselves the MAC Foundation. That's a lot of words. So we empower determined teens with the knowledge and skills they need to achieve balance and prosperity in life. And it's financial knowledge and skills, right? We do this through our 3E programming. C with the circle around it. That's financial literacy education, employment opportunities through our Mac Burger program, and entrepreneur training through our summer camps. We promote the values of wisdom and financial literacy to establish a wealth mindset for future generations. What is my ultimate goal and vision and passion and dream that I had at the very beginning in 2019 when God birthed this wonderful vision in my heart? We envision a future where financial literacy is the standard in education. Listen, how many of us still do science fair projects? And you do it indirectly, but you're not sitting down writing out the whole plan and the board, right? How many of us really using um mm, that's a little bit challenging, right? We use the very, very basic things that we learned in elementary school, but a lot of the core skills that we have to use on a daily basis, i.e., money, i.e., bills, i.e., college, i.e., credit, i.e., debt, none of that stuff we got taught. So we want you to understand that we believe that financial literacy includes all of those things and more, and that should be a standard in learning. Now, second part of that, we believe wealth should be equally distributed. Now, I know my left and right people like, oh my gosh, she done lost her mind. No, when I say wealth equally distributed, I don't mean that we should have somebody in charge making sure that every single person gets an equal share of funding. No, that's not what I mean. I mean that the opportunity should be there for everybody equally. And I truly believe that poverty can and will be eliminated as long as you know how to play the money game and exactly what the money game is. So that's the Making a Child Change Foundation. Now, I always teach my classes. Listen, there are some rules to this, right? These are your necessities for success. One, this only works if you do. I cannot force this on you. Okay. If you hear something, you learn something, you apply it, and then use it, I promise you it will work. I ask for the utmost respect and confidentiality, especially for those of us who are in the Zoom room and we're live. A lot of chats are going to be coming up. People are going to be able to interact with one another because I don't believe in just shutting down within webinars. No, I want you to know who's in the room. I want you to talk to the people, not just to me, because I'm not, I am the expert, but I'm not the only one who knows things. Let me say that. So there may be somebody else who has a better answer than I have. I am okay with that. Promise you, I'm not easily offended. Go right ahead, speak your truth, speak your mind, but be respectful and be confidential. What we talk here, this is like what stays in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's how we roll around here. People want to discuss their credit scores. People want to discuss some issues that they have in their personal life. I don't want to see y'all posting about it on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and really, really being mean to people. That's rude and it's very unnecessary. Next, I ask for active participation. If you here and we asking questions, talk to me, y'all. The only way I can actually be able to teach you in the best way possible is to know what is going on in your mind at the time. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a psychic. I do have some prophetic abilities, but I promise you I will not be using them here today. And lastly, and not least, there are no wrong answers. If you don't know, take a guess. If you don't want to guess, throw something in the chat. I won't judge you. This is a judgment-free zone. The only way we can learn is if we learn together. So I always like to do a nice little icebreaker to warm up the room. And we don't do stuff that's playing around here. Why don't you go ahead and drop your name in the chat? What your favorite candy is, and what is money to you? Very simple questions, right? Drop your name, your favorite candy, and what money is to you. So what is this? I'll start, right? So you already know who I am and what my name is. My favorite candy of all time used to be a Twix. And it always is the first answer that comes to my mind when I have to do these type of things, probably because it's been programmed in my head and it's easy. But I appreciate the fact that I get a full combination, right? Not just the chocolate, not just the caramel, but also we get that nice little crisp bar, right? Somebody know what that is, drop it in the chat because I forgot the name of it. the cookie. Thank you, appreciate it. Right, like it's like a 3-in-1 candy bar to me, and it always has been. If it had the upgraded ones, they got the salted caramel. That gives me the taste of salt that I need because I used to always eat it with a bag of Flaming Hot Cheetos when I was young. Can't do that no more. What is money to me? It is a tool. It is really just that easy, just that simple, and no more, no less to it. It is the equivalent to a cell phone, a pen, a shovel. It is what you are supposed to use, not let it use you. And you'll learn a lot of my phrases, vernacular, and my thought processes on this as we move along over the weeks go. But please understand, we don't chase money. Money chase us. Amen. Amen. And I ain't gonna preach to y'all, but you know what it is. So what we talking about today, this is week 1, right? And I am a firm believer. with anything that you are teaching, with anything that you are learning. And I wish the school system really honed in on this a lot more, and a lot of other people when they teach as well, and that you have to first start here. You have to start in the mind. If you do not start with the mindset, you're missing out on some key factors. Why is that, Sophia? Because this is where everything starts. As a man thinketh, so is he. That's biblical. But that's also been written down in several author books. It just, people understand the concept is not false. It is not fake. If you believe you will never have it, you won't get it. If you believe the world is against you, it will be. If you think you are stuck in a box and you can't get out of it, you will be always jumping to try to get to the top and you will be stuck in that box. It starts with the mind first. And so our focus today is we want to transform the way that we think about money. Before we get into understanding how to use this tool and how to work this tool, we first need to understand who we are at the very core of who we are. So, week one, we here, y'all. Today's topic is money mindset makeover. Change your mind, change your money. All right. So always believe in going from poverty to prosperity. It's a thing that I have embraced primarily from biblical principles for myself. I'm by no means pushing religion, spirituality, God, Jesus, anybody on anybody. I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. But I will say this, my principles have not failed me yet. Okay. So if you choose to join in on my belief system, by all means, good for you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I do believe that God provides and that there is a higher source and there is a higher being. But for the sake of not getting cut off of YouTube later when I post this, we're gonna stick to the money. But understand the mindset, right? Everything starts here. Everything starts here and begins here. So let's understand what a money mind is. I always like to ask questions. I like things to be interactive. That's just the way I flow. So, what are your thoughts about money? Good, bad, indifferent. Okay. However you see it, however you want to say it. Go ahead. If you want to, you can come off mute. You can drop it in the chat. Um, if you don't know, now you get an opportunity to figure it out. So, what are some good thoughts about money, right? It pays for things. I'm going to change that color because I don't like the way it looks. It's clashing hard. We got it helps to live on a regular basis. Yes, yes. And I'm just going to say everyday life. Wonderful way to sum that up. Oh, this is about to look real nasty before it be cute. What's some other good things about money? Your thoughts, your thoughts. I give you one that works for me. It comes easily and freely. That's what I believe. We're gonna go ahead and skittle over here because I don't want to keep y'all on all day. What's some bad thoughts about money? I tell you the biggest one that I hate and oh, strong word, but I genuinely do feel that way. This quote, money is the root of all evil. Now, I said I wasn't gonna go Bible on y'all, but everybody uses that quote. I don't care what your background is or what your thoughts is, because it's something that people just like to spew out of their mouth very quickly. And I want to be able to debunk this right here, right now. First and foremost, that is not what that quote is. That is a partial quote, okay? That quote is actually a scripture in the Bible. I told you I wasn't gonna go there, but I mean, life just makes it easy for me, okay? It says, For the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money by itself. So many people are thinking poor and thinking being in poverty is some type of holy place to be. Like, like they think, well, um, the Lord provides for me. God is going to give me everything that I need. That I don't need everything. Why do I need to be rich? Rich people are mean. Oh, that's another one. That's another thought people have. Rich people are mean. I promise you, it's not the money that made them that way. They just so happen to be mean with a lot of money. Okay? Don't fight the truth, y'all. Okay, we got some more in the chat. When people say I'm broke. Mm, listen, words have power. Words have power. That's why we teach in my class. This is why this is one of the things we break down first. Why? Because literally you speak what you think. And the moment you say the B word, I don't usually say it. I'm gonna let you know now that's a bad word in my vocabulary. Your mind, your body, the universe, your atmosphere do not know that you are talking about your dollars. I'm gonna pause right there so it'll marinate. They do not know you are talking about your dollars. It just says I'm broke. I rebuke that. So what does that mean? You can be broken in spirit. You can be broken emotionally. You can be broken in your thoughts. You can be broken in your body. And when you're claiming that as your own, you are setting yourself up not just for an empty wallet, but also for an empty experience and an empty existence. I like that. I'm going to put this under the random. Temporarily without funds. That is an excellent way to be able to say this sentence right here without cursing yourself. Sometimes things happen. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. There's going to be times where you may or may not be without actual dollars that you can utilize. It does not mean that you are the B word. Okay, I'm gonna calm down because this stuff gets me excited. It gets me hyped because I understand for years, just speaking negatively about money, speaking negatively toward money. Oh my God, I gotta pay this bill. Do you have the money to pay the bill? Yes, pay it gladly. If you upset about circulating money on bills, you think life is going to be able to bless you with more money so you can buy the things that you want or the things that you think you should be able to circulate your money on. Like we literally have to understand this. And I want to really, I'm going to pressure this in because the next 3 weeks will be absolutely nothing. Everything that I say will go in and out of your ears if you have not gotten this mindset shift on week 1. I hesitated. I wanted to do 5 weeks. That was my ultimate goal. But life was like, no, you got to wait. And it's because it just needed more time to be able to marinate this thing together. What you guys are right now literally experiencing on the screen is our mindset module for the making a child change foundations financial literacy curriculum. We teach this to our students when we're trying to get it into the school system because it is important. These kids get jobs at 12, 13, 14, right? People start babysitting at 11 and 12. They getting money. They get allowances, right? They are getting money. Let's also talk about something else when we talk about thoughts about money. What are the conversations that you are hearing as a child, as a youth, as a teen? What conversations as an adult today did you hear your parents have? Were people always complaining, saying that there was not enough? Was people crying, when they had to go to the mailbox? When you walked in the store, was it one of those? You better not touch none, you better not ask for none, you better sit over here. My favorite one that my mama and my granddaddy used to always say when we went out is that when I seen that big golden arch 20 miles away before their older eyes could even pick up on it. We got McDonald's at home. But that type of energy, that type of activity around finances, it develops a scarcity mentality within yourself when you think there is never enough. And it is not a good thing. Nobody feels good about not enough. I don't know nobody who likes it. And if they say they do, they lying. I'm just gonna keep it real with you because that's just what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and print this because I like to keep, the responses, and then I'm gonna clear this page off for us. And then we're gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. So let's talk about the different type of mindsets. We talked about the poor mindset, right? We didn't dug all down their ground. It's really being closed off. Like I see it as a closed fist. You see it on the screen, but that's really how I feel it. Like, can you really get anything if you like this? Can't nobody put nothing in your hand. It's impossible. And as long as you live in the lack mentality, live in a low vibration of this struggle, life will never open up opportunities for you. Better yet, I'm not going to say that. Life always opens up opportunities. That is a lie. You will never receive or conceive the opportunities that life have for you when you close fist. It's a survival instinct. That fight or flight, you fighting and holding back. Well, if I give this or if I help such and such out, I ain't gonna have nothing. Or I got $20 and such and such only wanted to borrow $5 and they gonna pay it back, but no, because I need my 20. You shut off the level of creativity to be able to become an entrepreneur, to be able to start your own sales, your own businesses, to be able to partner with other people. You close off the opportunity to go find a better job. I hear too many people complaining, saying they're not making enough money. This job ain't paying me enough. You choose to be there. No, nobody is forcing you to go clock in. I promise you that. And if you don't think you can get a better job, you won't go try to apply for one. You'll instantly shut it down. And Lord knows it is never enough. I don't care if you had $1 billion. If you got a poor mindset, it's not enough. There are people, what they call them, penny rich. I may be saying that quote wrong. Y'all can correct me in the comments. Penny rich, right? I ain't got much, baby, but I am rich. I am fulfilled, is really what they saying. I have more than enough. And it just does not have to come from a comma and a dollar bill, which is about to be obsolete anyway, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to talk about that today. We talk about mindset. So then the next type of mindset is the pincher mindset. This is somebody, it's like the hand ain't quite closed, but they barely letting it come out. Barely letting it come out. Like, they willing to give. They willing to go buy the stuff they like. They willing to go, splurge. But then they regretting it. Like if you had it and you was able to get it, then you got it. Good. Enjoy that. Find the level of peace in that. Find the love in the fact that you were able to do it. Don't be scared with it. But they say scared money don't make money. It ain't about gambling. That scared money don't make money. It's also about you not being able to invest in yourself. Invest in opportunities, invest in products, invest in service, invest in what you need to be able to grow. A plentiful mindset, right? That's what's next. This is where you got it. It ain't nothing else to say about it. You got it, right? You got it. You're not stingy with it, right? You're able to provide for not just yourself, or better yet, you are able to provide for yourself in abundance. You're able to, it's like things always fall into place. Like, no matter if you paid all your bills at the first of the month, you still had money in the savings. You still had money put aside to be able to invest. You still was able to go on that trip. You was still able to go purchase something you like. Like, that is when you are in a plentiful mindset. It's more material success. But when you get to a prosperous mindset, like the top crop, cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. Like, this is when you're overflowing. This is when it's beyond just you being blessed. Now you're able to give to charities. Now you're able to tithe on time. Now you, and technically you should have been doing that in the plentiful, but we get there. Now you're able to give when you see people in need. You're not the stinginess completely just washes off of you. You're always in a giving mood, in a giving attitude, and it's just your money flows in love. I don't know I don't know no other way to describe it. It is just a freedom to be. And you're not stressed about the everyday things, because you have allowed yourself that level of peace, that level of cushion, that level of discipline. Woo, that's the word right there. Consistent discipline. What does that really mean, Sophia? That means when you get your check, you're looking at the taxes, right? You know exactly how much money got taken out of your check. It ain't just end up in your bank account. My direct deposit people. I know. How many of y'all really check stuff nowadays? You don't even know what you pay in the government. So how do you know how much you should be paying yourself? And that's when we get more into the budget module. But right now, I want you to understand what it looks like, so you can start thinking like that. And so you can start shifting out of wherever you currently are. So I like to stop. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can drop them in the chat, whatever it is that you're feeling right now. But, or in the comment section, y'all. Look for the replay. Look, I'm watching enough videos to know how to do it. But yeah, like, if you made it this far in the video, oh, I like that. I like that. I want you to drop in, I am prosperous. I have a prosperous mindset. Exclamation point. I love exclamation points. And give me some dollar signs, some dollar eyes. What's that? The smile emoji with the dollar tongue hanging out. Listen, we can do this not just as a community of people, because one of the things that I learned on my journey of going around to different church camps and teaching to different groups of financial literacy class that I had did about social economic injustice, one of the things that I learned is that this is not a black or white issue. Do not let your government lie to you. Please don't cut me off, YouTube. This is not a black or white issue. It's not. There are poor white people, my black brothers and sisters. And it's probably more of them than it is of us, because population wise, there are more of them than it is us. But television and media won't tell you that truth. I saw it with my own eyes. Financial literacy is not something that's taught to anybody. It is self-learned through a lot of trips. And when I say trips, I'm talking about tripping over your feet, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Like, I wish the mindset that I have today I had when I was in my early 20s. I didn't. My grandmother and them taught me pay your bills first and make sure you save. Those were the two money lessons that I learned. They didn't talk to me about credit. They didn't talk to me about debt. I had to learn it on my own the hard way. Right? I knew in my head that I didn't want a bunch of credit cards, but I knew if I needed them, I could get it. And in my head, you use the credit card for emergency, not for the perks and bonuses. I didn't learn that till almost 10, 20 years later. Me and my husband, we averaged in what year was this? 2006 to 2009, we averaged $5,000 a month minimum between the both of us. Minimum. And that don't sound like a lot of money. But we was up to almost $75,000 a year between the both of us. And that was with him either working a business and excuse me, let me say this combination right. Him working full time, me being a stay-at-home mom. And or him working his business, me working part-time. I think we was doing good for ourselves back then. People can barely get 35 to $40,000 a year by themselves. But if I would have known what I know, half of the struggles that I have wouldn't exist because I would have been investing in myself. I would have been putting money up. I know about stocks. I learned about that in 8th grade, but I wasn't using those skills. Like, nobody taught me to use those skills. I wish. I wish. Right? But now that I know, I've had everything taken from me outside of my hands, and I've been able to build it back up because I understand the rules of the game, and it starts with your mindset. If you do not believe that you can, if you don't believe you got it, you won't get it. I'm just being 100% honest. It'll never happen. So you got to get out of this closed fist attitude, this pinching mentality, and get at least at bare minimum to a plentiful mindset to where you can provide for yourself and your family 100%, excuse me, 200% and have 100% left over. It really can happen. I see it. And then to be able to continue to level up to a level of prosperity to where you're now just not looking after yourself, but for everybody that's around you. You know that song, Everybody Around Me Winning. Like, you literally be like that. Because it's not just you giving to them. This is what I want you to understand. What you now do rubs off on the people around you. They start asking, how was you able to get that? You've been doing this, such and such and such. Give me some tips. And so then genuinely everybody around you starts winning. But I like to call this, somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb, whether that's the friend, whether that's the family member. Somebody has to be willing to say, you know what? I'm not going to be the one to travel all the time, to buy all these fancy cars, clothes, name brand stuff. I'm going to make sure that I'm stacking and investing so the next generation or the next person who gets, my wealth that I leave when I'm gone will have a foundation to stand on and to move forward with. And even the people that you're leaving the wealth to, they also have to have the right mentality. Otherwise, they're just going to go to be word too. I ain't gonna preach to y'all too much. I'm sorry. But this has to be understood. Like, nothing else we teach, nothing else we will talk about will matter if you don't come in getting your mind right. It is what it is. So in my classroom, it's okay to have your cell phones. A lot of teachers don't like it. I love this little device. You know why? Because they got it anyway, and they're gonna be sneaking and use it. So instead of hiding, instead of pushing it off to the side or taking it at the front door, I'm not about to babysit your phone. Let's use it to get this mind right. So if you have your cell phone, or if you're watching this on your cell phone, The link will be in the description, but I want you to take the money mindset quiz. Okay. On the left side of the screen, let me go on here. I'm gonna circle this because everybody's left ain't gonna show up the same way. I did this long enough to know, the lovely world of reflections and everything else that happens. And it's gonna do me dirty. Okay. This side of the screen, showing up as my left, is for anybody who's under the age of 18. The tests are the same. It's just worded in a way that is palatable for young people. Okay. I want to make sure I point that out. And that is the burgundy circle. Now, if you are 12th grade and up, on the right side of my screen, or the green circle, that is your money mindset quiz. And if you nosy like most people are, click on both of them and compare the difference. The answers are going to give you the same response regardless. But they're fun, okay? And it's only 10 questions. Only 10 questions. And the blessed privilege of those people who are sitting right here today, guess what? You get to take the quiz right now. So, if you would look on your screen right now, the Money Mindset Quiz has just been launched. So let's go through some of these questions, shall we? How do you view money? Money is a source of power and control. Money is scarce and our worry. Money is not important. Other priorities matter more. Money is a tool for goal achievement. When faced with financial challenges, how do you typically respond? Answers are there. How do you approach financial goal setting? You don't set them at all. You like to go with the flow. You have some goals, but you kind of struggle with the planning. But you also, or do you set clear and achievable goals? What's your attitude towards circulating money? It says spending, but that's my word, right? How do you feel about investing and taking financial risk? When you receive unexpected money, what do you typically do? I know a lot of people love going straight to the stuff, right? That's extra. I don't believe in extras. It's a blessing. I can use it somewhere. That's just my mindset. I ain't judging you. How do you react to financial setbacks or failures? Right? That's an attitude. There was times where I used to get mad. I ain't gonna even say mad. That's too strong of a word. I would get irritated when something came up that I wasn't expecting. And now I had to use some funds that I had stored somewhere else in order to be able to get that done. I used to get irritated by that. And then I had to recognize the blessing is the fact that I had it to be able to do the very thing that was necessary. That is a gift. A lot of us have emergencies and have to go down to the payday loan place or in 2025 borrow off a Cash App. I know. Or even more so, use them Affirms and them Klarna apps. Listen, I ain't talking about nobody, okay? I want you to know this, 1,000% judgment-free zone, y'all, okay? But what I am saying is that I know the stuff exists. Sophia, why you know the stuff exists? Because I talk to people and I got to research stuff and I got to be nosy. And look, I didn't use it, but it's a strategy to it. You can let yourself end up in debt using these type of services, or you can use it to your advantage. If you got a large purchase, I'm just throwing some examples out there. You got a large purchase on Amazon, right? $600 one time, twice a year. Do you want to cough up $600 at one time? Or would it be easier just to be able to spread it out over 6 months? You're still paying it. No interest on it. Now I get to pay $100 a month. So then the other $500 that month that I was going to use on one purchase, I can now buy or purchase multiple things. I can invest more money somewhere else, or I can take that lovely trip that I wanted to, and I still got the items that I needed. Hey, look, that's life, y'all. You live and you learn. Let's keep going with some of these questions. How do you react? We did that one. Number 8, do you feel comfortable discussing financial matters with others? Number 9, how do you perceive wealth and success? And finally, 10, how do you handle long-term financial planning? You don't see the point. You haven't even considered it. You're not sure where to start, or at least you actively plan and save for long-term goals. I thank you guys for participating. There's going to be some great things that happen once you complete the surveys. You get to find out what your money mindset is. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to total up all those A's. You're going to total up all those B's. You're going to total up all those C's. And then you're going to total up all those D's. And when you get your total, and if you did the survey online, we have the beautiful, blessed privilege to have your secret answers. We are going to send you over exactly what your money mindset is. Whether you're a poor mindset, whether you're a pincher mindset, whether you're an abundant, plentiful mindset, or whether you're a prosperous mindset. Abundance, it means the same thing to me as plentiful, but we use the P's just to keep it simple for everybody to remember. I appreciate your participation and thank you. If you know what your mindset is already, like you done did the quiz and your results were sent to you, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Appreciate you. If you ain't scared, listen, we can start some good discussions, y'all. So now, this is the last part of our class where we get to have open discussion, questions, and concerns. And generally at this time, we're really talking about the results of the quiz. And the first time I took this quiz, I only landed in a plentiful mindset. There are still some things, even with me having the I don't even want to call myself like a guru or anything like that. I've been blessed to have enough experiences, enough challenges, enough heartache, enough hitting my head up against a wall to know exactly how to get out of that, right? To change the atmosphere around, to be able to shift from a poor energy, because it's not a mindset with me anymore. It's just that the energy can come in where it's like, oh, I paid everything up. I didn't put my money in my savings. I didn't invested these dollars over here, but I don't have any tangible cash that I can just go out and do what I want to do with it. If I keep that level of energy of I don't have, that is a problem. I have learned not to think that way. It's not about not having. I got plenty of access to cash. I'm been talking a lot. Normally, other people be talking in this. Give me a second. There we go. I understand that I have access to cash assets. I can always transfer from the savings account, high yield savings account. Let me throw that out there into the atmosphere. I don't want to though, because that money is in there for a reason. I don't do rainy day savings. Let's talk about this. You save for a rainy day is going to come. We save with intention, we save with purpose. That means the money that's in my savings account is being saved for a legitimate reason. Okay. I already have the 3 to 6 months of safety net stored away in case of a quote unquote emergency. And all an emergency is in my life, my income that was currently coming in is no longer coming in by whatever means. That's what an emergency is to me. It's not a flat tire. And for those of you who know me, you know why, but neither here nor there. It's not the furnace went out. It's not that I'm just thinking about the randomness that ends up happening to people. A child gets sick. It's not none of that because that money is already prepared for. We got to stop saying rainy days, y'all. Emergency savings. You gonna get an emergency, I promise you. It's gonna happen. It's the way life goes. You say it, you no, you think it, you say it, it's gonna happen. Test the method. A lot of us would change our minds and the way we speak if we knew the things we said we are living today. It's just what it is. You only gonna create your own reality. And we want to be able to create a prosperous reality. Amen. All right. So I want to give y'all some questions to think about, seeing as how I don't have any. What beliefs about money are holding you back? Really sit down with yourself. Look, I got journals all over the place. Get you a journal, get you a blank sheet of paper, get an old envelope. Look, my mom used to always write on the envelopes. Get one of those. And really ask yourself internally the question, what am I believing about money right now? And are any of these beliefs holding me back? Another question I want you guys to consider: how does your mindset shape your earning potential? We kind of talked about this. So I'm interested to know what you guys think about that. Another question I want you guys to think about: I want you to identify all of the financial habits that you have in one column. And on the other side, I want you to tell yourself, where did you get that from? Like I told you, I learned how to save and pay bills on time from my grandma. She literally, when I stayed over there, because during the holidays and during the summertime, that was my spot. And I would be asleep in her bed and I would smell the coffee and cigarette percolating. You hear me? All the way from the kitchen. And I knew it was time for me to get up. It's dark outside, but I know Granny up. So I could crawl all out the bed, run into the kitchen, and she would be sitting there, have her checkbook, her cup of coffee, that cigarette in her hand, and the pen. And she's going, opening up so if you want to help me, yeah. Open up the bill. Look, I got some mail right here. I'm going to do it. Open that up. All right, what's the name on the bill, Sophie? Granny, this is Edison. Because, back then, DTE, if you from Detroit, Michigan area, DTE is our electric and gas supplier here. Back in the day, it was called Detroit Edison. And then she would say, what's the numbers on there? It's $120, Granny. And then she would write it on the check. She would show me exactly how she did it, filled it out, show me how to balance the checkbook. All right. And then she would go through all of that. And that was when she got her retirement check on the first of the month. That is what she did before she went out, because she loved the casino. She used to hit though. That was her thing, right? Her house and car and stuff was paid for. She got the right in her retirement to live the life that she want to live. She wasn't a traveler. She liked to be able to make more money, and that was the way she did it. Hats off to her. My eighth grade math teacher, he taught us how to read stock in a newspaper. Y'all get these lovely apps that y'all have, and trust me, I've upgraded to the apps, but it's a lot. It's a lot of noise. Like, to be able to scroll through them and be able to timeline it. Like, but we used to literally have to graph the points from week to week to see our growth and or descend, right? And that's how I learned, how my classmates, we learned how to actually do stock and invest. We learned what to look out for when the stock is about to go under, right? Or what type of market we're in. That's the things I learned. I learned when I was married that handling money is not the same thing as managing finances. I know y'all hear it equaling the same thing. It is not. And I love my husband. God rest his soul, rest in peace. Ex-husband. I gotta start saying that to get my mind right. But that man, he could make the money, but he had no clue how to manage it. Not at all. And a lot of us get a lot of money and think that is not a lot because we don't know how to manage it. And that's just the way it is. I'm not mad. I'm glad. So, those are some questions I want you to think about. I want you to marinate on. Again, I am so thankful. Uh, I want to apologize again for this whole live mix up because, like I said, in my ignorance, I really had no clue. So, lesson is learned. I will make sure that by next Friday, listen, this is another challenge for y'all. Go follow Mac Foundation on Instagram so we can get this 1,000 followers so we can actually go live for y'all. Like, I want to be able to teach in the community, in the atmosphere where the people are. So if you go to our website, you can click on our Instagram link. Nice, look, that nice little icon is right on there. Our Facebook is also on there. You can follow us. We have a new social media team who is doing magnificent work. So we're posting more now. We're more active. They got me on here, y'all. So listen, the work is happening. You can scan that QR code. It will take you to our link tree, and our link tree is like the baby website, right? Actually, I'm gonna say it like this: it's a quick version of the website. You're not fighting to look through a tons of words and pretty pictures and data and programs. This gets you exactly what it is that you need instantaneously. You can get the money mindset quiz there. Also, while you're over there, if you want to sign up for our after school program, which starts October 21st, is going to be held at Northwestern Christian Church in Detroit on Eileen Street. We currently have it slotted just for Tuesdays. The goal is if we grow large enough, we will be able to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I love hands-on working, you guys. It just works good for me. And it's going to be 8 weeks leading all the way up into Christmas break. Give your kids something to do. Listen, you can sit in with them and learn some money stuff, okay? Be able to correct some some bad habits that you may have for free. Oh, let me say that. For free. All right. Listen, we want to be able to get this curriculum into the schools. There's a petition on there for you to sign. Get the word out, you guys. And then also a huge blessing. If you check out our YouTube channel, we are currently in the process of renovating our financial literacy hub. It is going to be amazing. It is in D2 of Detroit. That's right off of the Lodge Service Drive. You can see the video, check out some of the construction videos that's going on. We're going to be posting about it, the behind the scenes stuff. So I'm very, very excited about that. You'll be able to also catch that on IG, Facebook, and YouTube as well. And then also, it's a lot that we're doing, you guys, and I want you to be involved in it. There's no need for you to miss out on it. Also, next month, we are bringing our focus groups back. What is the focus group, Sophia? It is very simple. We want to know your thoughts and ideas on our curriculum. Listen, I love feedback. And the only way we're going to get feedback is to be able to share it with you guys. So, and we pay, right? You get a free $10 Amazon gift card for showing up for 2 weeks to sit and talk with me for 4 hours total. That's all I need. And it's going to be very similar to this, except for a lot more interaction, hopefully from you guys, right? Because that's how you get the money to be able to provide the feedback. What else am I missing? Oh, we're also partnering up with the National Benevolent Association, right? We're doing a webinar series, All the Things I Wish I Knew About Money, Adulting 101. That is going to be taking place in the month of November, December, and January. It's going to be an hour and a half series where we sit down and have real talk just like we did here. Listen, this information has to get out. We are in a climate right now, and I know you have heard so many people say this, to where we can no longer rely financially on our government. A lot of you people, I hate the way I just said that. A lot of you all who are people who are listening to me rely on the government assistance in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Okay? You know, just like I know, that is not going to be able to be your source going forward. You're going to have to become independent as much as you can and create your own multiple streams of income. You can't just be one in 2025 going forward. It can't be. I've seen what that struggle looks like, but it does not have to be a struggle to have multiple streams of income. It just doesn't have to. It doesn't. You can get our money quiz on there. What else? Trying to think. It's a lot of stuff on there, y'all. So, oh, the last thing I want to tell you about what you are leading up to, right? I have a huge surprise for you. We are getting ready to release Making the Child Change Foundation, our first book about finances. It is called Score to Soar. You will also find the link in our link tree to where you can take a nice little quiz, right? I love quizzes. It's how you get answers. And then when you're done, we're going to give you a discount code to be able to get your ebook. So it should be coming by November the 1st. You know how Kindle and Amazon is, they're a little slow, but they worth waiting on. And you guys get to get your own copy. We also have a workbook version of the copy that is going to be printable. So you can actually walk through it with your kids. 7 steps to having a credit score of 700 before you graduate from high school. I've done this with my own kid. My son was my very first trial run. And listen, you got to make sure that, they got a 700 credit score. They ain't going to go out there and be a little fun with it, right? But we live and we learn. But, make sure you protect your babies the best you can. Until next time, much love and blessings. Peace. I had so much fun with you. Have a great day. See you next week.